Hey everyone, Kristin Sherry here, coming at you with another episode of Maximize 365, a year of actionable tips to transform your life. So, I'm doing another episode in the relationships chapter in the communications subchapter of the book, and you're going to want to stay tuned for this one because this one topic will change and transform all of your relationships. In fact, I think that this topic causes the most problems in relationships. Yeah, that's what I think. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, by the way, because I'm going to be doing a host of episodes that are going to help you become an emotionally intelligent person that can get along with people who are difficult even. All right, you ready for this? We're going to talk about assumptions. So I love this quote by Henry Winkler that says, assumptions are the termites of relationships. I want you to think about that for a minute. Termites eat away at a structure and they weaken the structure, they undermine the structure, and they bring the structure crumbling to its feet eventually. And that's what assumptions do to our relationships. So let's talk about assumptions. Human beings make assumptions regularly, often without realizing it. That's the key. We treat our assumptions as fact, and our emotions soon follow. She's dismissing my ideas because she's threatened by me. He's not promoting me because he doesn't like me. She doesn't include me in decisions because she's a control freak. In any situation, many explanations are possible. Some circumstances might be the result of our own blind spots. Have you ever thought about that? How our blind spots are actually creating a behavior in someone else? Woo! Okay, so instead of assuming, you want to ask. Open, honest communication works best. So during the past few weeks, I've observed blank. Would you help me understand what led to the decision? So let's just say you have a manager who's been taking responsibility away from you, or a partner who's been spending less time with you, or whatever the case may be. So I've observed shows observable behavior. When we turn observable behavior into an interpretation, that's where we get into trouble. So for example, you were rude. That's not actually the observed behavior, that's your interpretation. And so we get into less trouble when we share the observation and the facts. Okay, here's another one. I've presented 3 ideas this quarter, all rejected. I'd be interested in feedback to present ideas differently to increase acceptance. So that's a very objective and rational approach instead of saying, you never listen to my ideas, you never do this or that. So it's quantifiable. I presented 3 ideas that were rejected. So I'm like, I would like some feedback so that I can have some acceptance of these ideas. So I love this phrase, and I don't know if I made it up or if I heard it. I can't remember. But the gap between love and hate is created by misunderstandings. So you think about that in marriages that fall apart. At one point, those people loved one another, and then sometimes they end up hating each other. And that gap where you get from love to hate is created by misunderstandings. And what causes misunderstandings? Assumptions. All right, here's your idea for action, folks. Number 1, challenge yourself to consider possible alternatives. Number 2, give people the benefit of the doubt. How many times has someone made an assumption when you tried to clarify? They're like, no, you said, and they won't even give you like any grace about it. They insist in stone that what they think happened is what happened. And you know, like, that's not what I was thinking. That's not my intent. That's not what I was doing. It's frustrating. So we shouldn't do that to other people. And number 3, ask. Ask. It seems like it seems like blank, right? I could be misunderstanding. I could be misinterpreting. Can you clarify? Oh my gosh, we just need to ask. We will stem so many problems and arguments just by asking, and not in a way that makes the other person defensive. Here's what I've interpreted this to mean. Is that interpretation wrong? Can you tell me your perspective? All right, tell me in the comments. What do you do to try to avoid making assumptions? And are you going to commit to try and do this yourself? Catch yourself turning your assumptions into facts. And do you catch yourself interpreting the behavior into a meaning that maybe isn't there? All right, guys, subscribe to the channel. Don't miss the upcoming topics that I'll be talking about in the relationship chapter. I'm going to help you take feedback better. I'm going to help you learn to admit your mistakes, how to be vulnerable, how to build agreement with people. Yeah, we've got some good stuff coming. Take care.